Hello, welcome to Competitive Paupercast, episode 9. With me is Dan.
Hej på er!
Okay. David.
Hi guys.
And we have with us a special guest, MTGOFerret from HeavyMeta.
Hey guys.
And Will is off getting some coffee at the moment, but...
No, I'm back.
Oh, you're back now. Okay, well, Will's with me too.
Yeah.
All right. So, Dan, you had a question for Ferret.
Yeah, Ferret, I'm really concerned here. I have to ask you something, but I need to check that I have my facts straight first. Okay, in Canada, there is a road of dicks, right? There is it's like the yellow brick road, but the yellow doesn't come from paint and it's covered in penises. Is this correct?
Is what happens when you hand Kevy chalk and a road. Never hand Kevy pink chalk. It's not a good idea.
Those that the people that dare walk this road, they will come to a cave, and you are known to inhabit that cave. Is that right?
Yep.
And then one evening, when you have this very intoxicated friend, then who was in a coma in the cave, right?
That would be Kevy.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And then suddenly this giant gangster who eats barbells for breakfast from Pittsburgh entered the cave and tried to steal Kevy.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate event.
So what did you do then?
I tried to defend Kevy by chomping on an ankle or two, but it didn't work too well.
And then I heard he kicked you.
Yep.
So
but
my
then again,
have you recovered? Or are you in good health?
Definitely. Anybody? I'm not sure if you've ever seen or owned a ferret, but you could fling those suckers across the room onto a couch, and they'll come running right back at you, asking for more.
Right.
So a single kick isn't too bad.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Okay, back to the cast.
So you're literally a ferret. All right. Alright, so what you guys been playing?
What haven't we been playing? Everybody's playing everything.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
If it's
so
a combo.
Will, what have you been playing mostly, Will?
So I've been borrowing a list from Deluxeicoff that went 3-1 on the 4th. It's a White Weenie Soul Sisters list. I kind of modified his list a little bit to be a little bit more aggressive. I added Cavalry Pegasus and a couple other cards, but had some good results with it. I played in 3 dailies, went 0-2 drop in 2 of them, went 3-1 in another. So it's been pretty good.
Sweet. What about you, David? How's the new meta treating you?
Well, mostly what I've gotten to do is Theros. I played a ton over the weekend. That's my number one thing I did, but I did get to hop into a daily yesterday, and I brought a new brew that Deluxeicoff and I have actually been working on together. It's a Pestilence list, and I got to round 4, and I was 2-1 at that point, and my opponent offered a split, and I knew I'd have to go pretty soon, and so I was just sure, whatever. So I've only really played 3 rounds at this point, but I've been watching all the What's Happening page stuff on the meta, so it's pretty exciting. I'm pretty pumped to play more.
It's an Orzhov Pestilence?
Yeah, I'm not really sure to what extent I'm he wants me to talk about it publicly. He really
I don't think he has released it on his page yet, and he has been quite secretive about it.
Yeah, well, if it's the deck, I think it is. Didn't that one just go 4-0 and actually get posted up on the site?
Did he do it?
No, I mean, I don't know who did it. I just know that there was a 4-0 Orzhov extort deck that was
this is
crazy.
Not an extort deck, is it?
This is not. This is
a Pestilence deck.
Pestilence deck, and it uses sort of I know I can probably tell just the normal stuff about it. It's Pestilence, and it's got the Wall of Hope, I think is what it is. The 0/3
that gives you life every time it gets damaged. Yeah, that's an old combo.
Yeah, that part is. I actually used to play that when I first got into Pauper, and that was one of the first things I ever placed with. But this one's very different, actually. There's an entirely different engine in it. So stay tuned. I'm sure we'll release it eventually.
Sweet.
That's like Sauron and Voldemort working together. You and Deluxeicoff. Scary.
Maybe the deck has some holes in it right now that may never successfully be patched, but we're working on it. It's a really cool idea, and I think at a minimum, it's a fun like thought experiment for people out there to play with it. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
Sweet. Dan, I saw some videos on your channel.
Yeah, I played Trinket in the dailies again because I could keep my lands. It was awesome. So first I wanted to play the first daily, but the downtime went over it, so it didn't trigger. And then I got to play the next day. O2 dropped. But in my third attempt, I 3-1'd, lost to Delver in the last round because they god hand you 25% of the time. So, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. It was depressing to watch in the finals. Yeah. But good job.
Cloud first. Spellstutter. Ninja. Okay. Sorry.
So me, I haven't played any dailies. I played the Theros pre-release, but my schedule's been absolutely insane with rebudgeting myself for the government shutdown. So I'm military, and we're still getting paid, but it was a big wake-up call to say, there was about a 3-day period there where I wasn't sure if I was going to get paid again. So, rebudgeting, and I've been brewing a whole lot recently. I sent David a couple of my brew lists, and he basically told me, it was okay. I think mostly because he was working on Orzhov Pestilence, which is probably way better than my Orzhov brew.
No, I think your deck's fine. I think you just needed more 2-drops. It's really my concern. I think it's a lot better than I made it sound. I was kind of multitasking.
Yeah, no, it's all right. So yeah, worked on Black-Green Pestilence, or not Pestilence, Tortured Existence, featuring Commune with the Gods, and turns out that didn't actually help the deck too much. The deck still sucks. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been doing. So I guess let's go ahead and, actually, you know what?
What has Ferret been playing?
What has
Ferret been playing?
I've been tinkering with both Mono Black and Mono Black with Splash Blue. The primary reasons for it is because Kambaji Witches is just an amazing card in the format. You get 2 of those on down on an opponent's clean board, and it's actually really hard for them to try to come back from it. From my experience, like, I haven't had too much trouble with Delver, but I haven't faced like Mim-X yet either. So we'll see how that works.
Kumbaya Witches completely destroys Delver.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm playing Delver in a daily and I see a black deck, I just hope they don't have Kumbaya Witches, because that card just wrecks me.
Yeah, I've been amazed how much singers help against them.
I run 4 of those main, and then I have a fair number of sack effects too. That way I don't have to worry about like the infect decks out there and Stompy and Eye Candy, which seem, for some reason, is what I've been facing a lot of.
Yeah, if you're going to the practice room, you're gonna face Cyclops about, from my experience, about 75% of the matches you play in the practice room are Cyclops decks.
Okay, that hadn't been my experience with the practice room, but maybe it's just different times or something.
I'm exaggerating a little bit.
Having played 100 Pauper Gauntlet matches in the practice room, I can say that there is plenty of Delver Fiend, but maybe 15-20%.
Yeah, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it sure seems like every other match I play is a freaking Delver Fiend deck. Which it's no longer a secret, folks. I hate that deck.
Aw,
it should die off.
Yeah, it's so annoying to play against.
Apparently it's good. I mean, it's been out there.
Yeah, I think it's actually the winningest deck of the new meta, I believe.
How is that possible? You lose to Delver and you lose to all the sacrifice effects.
It's so weird, but I think it's actually the biggest winning deck of the new meta. I haven't crunched the numbers. Well, I have crunched the numbers, but I can't load them up on my screen.
Okay, but Ferret, what was? Sorry,
I was just kind of like, yeah, no. What I was gonna say though is I think that the biggest addition to the decks so far has been the Grey Merchant. I haven't tested playing Read the Bones too much yet, other than in my mono black deck, and I actually really do like the change. Just because the mono black, its big thing is always it's been having trouble with draw. Well, being able to take and draw and scry has just been day and night difference. And normally I won't take and do a turn 2 Sign in the Blood anyway, unless I was on the play. So I haven't really noticed a whole lot of difference other than not being able to do it turn 2, which generally I didn't anyway. And turn 3, you're trying to put down a rat. So I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Read the Bones?
I haven't played with it yet.
I haven't really got to play with it much, but from what I've heard also that people like it a lot better than Sign in Blood, just because one, it's a lot easier to put into other decks that aren't just mono black or heavy black, and two, for the same reason that nobody played it on turn 2, so having that, just paying one extra to be able to scry to, seems like it's a lot better than the old Sign in Blood.
In our Pestilence list, we are running like the 3-2 split, and or that's what I ran yesterday. And Read the Bones, and I was talking to Deluxeicoff. He sent me an email, and he pretty much said that he just took all the Sign in Bloods out because he liked to read so much more. So it's just a really powerful card. It's worth the extra bit, and if your mana works where you can cast it on turn 3 more efficiently or as equally as efficiently as turn 2, then you should be running that card.
I had it played against me today in a blue-black deck. I was playing against a blue-black deck, and they played it over compulsory research.
That seems crazy.
That's
I don't know if that's
Yeah,
right.
I don't know.
It's a shiny. It's the new thing.
Yeah, I mean, Scry 2 is a really powerful effect, and it can get you deeper than compulsive research if you go bottom, but I don't know.
I question that.
Yeah.
The 2 life is relevant. I mean, when I played the mono black opponent I had yesterday, eventually he got to a point where he corrupted me for lethal, and I probably got into corrupt range because I just drew too many cards with Sign in Blood and Read the Bones. So like life does matter off of it, and so if you can play compulsive research.
Wait a minute. You're telling me people are actually bringing Corrupt back when we have Grey Merchant in the format?
Yeah. People are, I don't know, Corrupt just...
I don't know. To me, Corrupt just seems like you're asking to get counterspelled. I mean, I used to love it in mono black, but even then, I mean, seriously, ever since going to Grey Merchant, my blue matches haven't been nearly as bad as what they... I mean, I know that you can still get counterspelled and whatnot, but not as bad.
You can't get negated, and
yeah, I don't know. I've just found that it's been actually the better card. But then again, I'm trying in my mono black splash blue deck. I kind of get cute with Memnotic Wall and Grey Merchant.
Yeah.
And like a Ghostly Flicker.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah.
Well, you see, the nice thing is too is that a lot of people don't realize when they look at the deck is if you do that with Memnotic Wall and a rat, your opponent never draws again unless they draw a counterspell or an instant.
Funny enough, we're working on that with Pauper the People's Brew of the Month. Is
nice.
that theme? That show hasn't gone up yet, but
yeah, I just got it today. I'll have it up by the end of the show.
Oh yeah, Nate finished editing it. Sweet.
Yeah, I just I'll have it up pretty soon.
All right, so I tried to load Internet Explorer to bring up the show notes, and it's Internet Explorer's awful. So I'm just gonna go off the Skype show notes here. Yep. Alrighty, so I think it covers everything, right? Are we good?
Well, thank you. It was nice to cast with you today.
Yeah, so I had this awful cough. I quit smoking like 3 weeks ago now. And they said that I'm going to have a smoker's cough for, up to 2 weeks. So I was doing some research, and turns out I can have this smoker's cough for up to 6 to 8 weeks.
Oh no! But congrats.
Well, hey, congrats on quitting though, man.
Yeah, no kidding.
From what I've heard from anybody that's smoked, it's generally been that the first 2 months are utter hell, but after that, you're gonna feel a lot better.
Yeah, I hope so. Because, man, if I'd known this cough was going to be this miserable, I wouldn't quit.
Quitting is easy. I quit 7 times.
Yeah. But, hey, we're here to talk about Pauper, so let's talk about it. We have a new meta, basically, guys.
We sure do.
Who just cracked a beer?
I just cracked a full throttle.
Oh.
At this time in the morning, I don't blame you.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I just have to be here. You know, it has to be this time. It has to be for the podcast, so might as well be out on the trip. You can get shitty hours. So,
It's all 4 billion.
yeah, way to go, European.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't do it in the evening.
Yeah, it's like, what, 3 in the afternoon for you, Dan?
It's 20 past 2.
You lucky duck.
Shouldn't you be like taking siesta?
No, that's Southern Europe. In Sweden, we wrestle polar bears at this time.
Oh yeah.
You have a designated time of the day where you wrestle polar bears?
Yeah, you've got to wrestle those suckers, otherwise they get obnoxious.
They get all in your trash. Then it's a mess.
Yep.
So back in the US.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But they are
So,
1,400 pounds.
so I've got a question for you guys.
Sure.
We all know that Cloud Post is gone. And I'm thinking it's pretty universal that we're glad it is, unless you're
Yes.
Alex Uman, who is like, but my green post deck! Alex, we know you had a pet deck. It was fun. We're sorry it has to be laid to rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of the bannings because it just allows more fun, and I would actually, I don't mind having bannings all the time to just shake things up and give us new stuff to work with, because we are an eternal format and it doesn't change very often. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I did enjoy crop rotation into Cloud Post and then fissuring later. I mean, that was like
We
a
know you
blast for me.
did.
So I was
Yeah.
kind of sad to see them
Well,
go. So I'm
That
in
leads me
camp
to my
too.
next question, though.
What?
Okay, so if you liked playing the Fisher post, well, have you been trying doing the familiar post that's actually now started, or not familiar post, but the familiar Strix deck that's been popping up?
No, I haven't, but I did want to talk about that because I think that is the biggest just middle finger to everyone
Yeah.
who is working with the bannings and everyone like trying really hard. It's basically exactly what CJ Lack wanted to do, except they went familiar instead of the blue-green like he was saying on our podcast with him. He basically just wanted to say, screw you, Wizards, like Cloud of Fairies like cards ban. Although I remember the clear things. Just figuring what you need to be your next. A certain deck that you had to fissure for was Cloud Post decks. So I mean, this might be just as unbeatable as Fissure Post was. So I'm curious to see what happens with it.
I don't know. I think it's just as unbeatable as Familiar Storm was, and Familiar Storm was pretty easily beatable.
Yeah, I'm not too
easy.
afraid of it yet.
So
But
it's so much easier to disrupt Familiar Storm than it was post Storm.
Yeah, you just got to manage to land a timely removal, or just not anything landed.
Yeah. Kill their Cloud of Fairies or
Mm-hmm.
But still, Greven CHL managed to 4-0 with it
yeah.
on the 7th.
Well, I mean, good players are going to be good players, and they're going to 4-0. with
Well, I
whatever
think a
they play.
deck like that right now, the reason why it's going to do so well is so many people are trying to play Trinket Mage.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
I mean, they're just value decks that have a limited number of counter slots or a limited number of remove slots. They try to rather than and this will of gameplay and just down right.
I think it's been successful because no one's prepared for it in a lot of different ways. Like, there's just so many reasons why I think it's sort of sprouting up now. And I mean, if I was playing against it, I don't know what I would want to like try to kill. Like, if you kill all the Mnemonic Walls, they can't win. If you kill all the Cloud of Fairies, they can't win. You know, or like generate this infinite mana and these generate infinite mill on you. But if I've never really been for this, I don't know if that's the way to beat them.
So this matchup was really hard before the bannings, but it was like 40-60, whereas the other Fisher matchups were like 10-90. So without Fisher, I think I could disrupt this deck playing blue-black Trinket. It doesn't look unbeatable at all.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is why people run the Sage's Row version over the Strix version.
What's the Strix version? The gain 2? Oh, that guy who like.
Yeah, you can pay him to.
So don't use black mana, right?
Yeah. I
No,
don't
I
know.
thought it was Strix. Here, let me look it up. But I'm pretty sure Strix is if there's a black permanent in play, it'll drain 2 from your opponent.
Yeah,
That's it.
Okay.
It's 2 and a blue. If there's a black permanent in play, it drains them for 2.
Maybe it's just less because I've seen more player points that they've been on stage than the permanent.
Nice.
And maybe that's just not enough black permanents because, yeah, you need one of those in order to win. But
Yeah, otherwise you're just sitting there playing with yourself. That
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
do you
true.
much.
I didn't think about it like that.
And you have they can draw infinite, but I think the Sage's Row does allow them to win without a draw engine in play if they just have the wall flicker
Yeah.
fairies. So
Yeah, the Sage's Row is like a sort of right. It's like that. It's just it's like this really fragile, especially also stuff like Piracy Charms and Tragic Slips. So I think the Sage's Row is just more resilient than the Strix version.
Yeah. True.
So hey,
Yeah, the fact that it has a 3 body as well helps it a lot too.
Yeah, Dice Lightning Bolt. That's okay.
Well, yeah, that's true.
No, it's okay though, because yeah, it's if you have the lockdown, you should be able to go flicker it anyway, and you can win from there. So there you go.
So what other innovations and stuff have you guys seen?
Lot of course.
Yeah, it seems to be just tons of there.
You know, I'm
To
not
make-
going to say it's inventions so much that I'm liking seeing, as much as I'm liking seeing decks come back. Like, Goblins is starting to get played again. Elves are getting played again. White Weenie even. And we haven't seen those decks for the longest time.
Holy shit!
Sorry.
You all right?
Oh no, not alright at all. See, this is what I mean. Stupid smoker's cough sucks balls.
Have a cigarette.
Yeah.
I took 2 weeks of this hour to go back and again. It's like 97 this now. I'm not playing this shit again. Ever. Because this sucks.
Just remember, 20 years by not get a new deck
Yeah.
for 5.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. I'm gonna need to pick up some things.
You're gonna draft for the money, right?
I'm not gonna draft for the money. I don't.
Oh,
What? Why would I draft for the money? Because it's totally part of the show.
I like drafting.
Especially this from Bug.
Dude, I don't like Theros. I've not had fun playing Theros.
Has Theros queues started?
The
yeah.
release stuff.
Yeah, the release queues are up, I believe.
I meant besides release queues. Or
I mean,
do they
you
start today?
You can always draft.
Well, the drafts have been up even since the pre-release, and the way that they've started doing release and pre-release now is not like doing it. You have just 2 or 3 days, and then you got to wait for the weekend, the next weekend, 2-3 days. They actually do back to back, where you get days of pre-release, release, and then back on. So
I saw all your Theros cards.
Yeah,
dropping
that's
off.
basic. Sell them all.
Cloud of Fairies is picking back up after its dip because people are expecting its deck not to do any well. What else? I would say that
Snap as well.
Snap has been going back up. Cryptic Rats has been up. But not a lot. No, they're not, are they? Okay, never mind then. That they just jumped about 3 tickets? Yeah.
That
Wow.
card does not seem very good now. I don't know. I would not be buying them.
7th edition,
No, not buy.
772. Sell your Crypt Rats, people.
Oh, I know
Buying
you. I
stuff
know
like-
you're not. I know you're saying not. Buy yourself. I can't believe they raised the price tag. I mean, okay, there's no good for it.
I know because Delta's like one of the top decks, and Crypt
Yeah,
Rats.
but then you got witches for that.
Crypt Rats completely
Stompy,
wrecks
elves.
Delver.
Oh, it does. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Crypt Rats just destroys Delver. Those things.
I'm actually in Crypt Rats over Combine Witches.
I play both.
That's even better.
But I'm just sadistic. I don't know.
Yeah.
I bet no, it's something I've seen for next. I've seen any.
I don't know, man. I mean, that reminds me of the pre-sanction days. I don't think we're ever gonna go that deep again.
I don't know. Dan's had some pretty good success with his free from the real deck.
Only 4 decks remain in the Pauper Gauntlet now, and they are all rogue. And one of them is Love Train, the freed from the real combo deck.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah, I think I'm 7 now.
Because I feel like all it really takes is like a well-timed Doom Blade, and I know the deck has like built-in resiliencies, but it still seems like if you have some pressure and just a way to kill the freed from the it's basically Axebane Guardian too. It has to be that one, right?
Yeah.
I want to shout out to GPH Nick because he delivered. He is writing either a giant article or a series about the 30-page telling the surprise Pauper, and he hasn't published it yet. But when I look at it, I sort of have increased faith in the deck. It's really extremely resilient.
Okay, well maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about.
You really do, and I'm probably mistaken.
Anyway. What?
Yeah, but maybe that's why no one's picked it up when they should be. Is maybe it's better than it looks.
What happens, and what I've seen happen when I played it, is that the control player suddenly realizes what you're doing, and then tries so hard to disrupt your combo that you can aggro them out. So you often win by aggression. And it works without a combo.
Yeah.
So you get them down to 10 life, and then you can just crazily attack, and it works.
Jeez.
But more about that later. It's definitely not ready for daily event play yet.
All right.
Unless
what?
Snake proves me wrong.
Okay, that's changed it then. Adding other than trying to activate the main and then hold stuff at B28.
You're
I think people bring with the Axebane from the real whenever Return to Ravnico's released, and it just never got anywhere.
Yeah.
So I have another question for you guys about the meta. What decks are you surprised aren't here?
I haven't seen as many white weenies as I thought were going to show up.
Same here.
That's really good.
I really have a match with Rufin.
It is awesome. Trans just completely blows apart that deck, but and the same thing with Standard Bearer.
Yeah.
But after that, if you can get one of those arguments, the match is over pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, white weenie they have Journey to Nowhere and Unmake that should be able to sort of handle it, but if the Delver player has that Apostle's Blessing to respond to your Journey to Nowhere and then just combos you the next turn, you're dead.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
it's a tough deck for white weenie to interact with. I mean, it does. I wouldn't say that it's a terrible matchup, but I feel like for of Delver.
I'm surprised a bit more as Sunlance.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. It's like you need some one mana removal, but isn't Sunlance a sorcery?
Yeah, it's a sorcery, but I mean, you could still end up using it against their first drop, which then will buy you some time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
And
card is scary. Like, you feel like just all but I always starts in my hand, and I think like you're totally right that everyone should be playing that. I just know that I always think about that, and I'm sure that's like kind of what other people are going through, even though it's really stupid because no one else is playing. Yeah. One of the ones I'm surprised I haven't seen much is just like creature decks. I mean, I know we all were, well, Dan was a big advocate on like Crypt Rats and other stuff like that, but I still thought we'd see, a good chunk of Stompy and like a ton of goblins and just all like the well-honed, well-tweaked lists that have developed over time. And like and the over goblins lists maybe very few.
I don't think I've seen any goblins lists.
Yeah, I don't know if I have either.
That's probably because I've been facing them all, so you guys don't have to. For some reason, I don't know why they keep at me. You guys are all but like, oh my god, the goblins and infect, and that's infect.
It's pretty good.
Oh no, I kind of I should kind of but fine. You guys are starting to make me think maybe 1 or 2 in the deck.
I say
But
Delver can't actually.
I don't know.
They can't actually play a Delver if you have a Fume Spitter on the table. It's one of the
Sure.
reasons. One of the reasons I stuck with.
Well, they
Pirates of
can't
Charm so long.
do that either if I have Combati Witches on the table, though.
Yeah.
Now,
But the
you
witches
kind of
get
see where I'm
spell
starting
starter.
the whole I like my witches, but I don't know.
1
Yeah.
mana is a lot less than 2.
Redundancy is pretty good though.
So 4 for witches and crypto.
With honors.
Nice.
We just absolutely crushed Delver. That's how you do it. Speaking of finance, though,
Yeah, I'm kind of one for my 100-card singleton Pauper deck, but yeah, that card shouldn't be that high.
Sold, done.
Oh,
Yeah, I think I'm selling those probably pretty soon. I don't know. I kind of want to play some daily events with Black Jackson. Black Jackson doesn't sideboard, so.
Sorry. Are we still in the finance section?
I don't know. We're just sort of hopping around today.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, wouldn't you almost rather have like Shrivel in there, so that way when you do face like the Goblin matchup or White Weenie, you can just kind of floor them?
I have actually been thinking about Shrivel too a lot. It seems just like a pretty good card to me. Is there one? There's not one that's instant speed, right?
No,
there's-
I thought Shrivel is instant.
That's right.
There's an instant. I think man, I got there, so I'll wait for it to clear.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I really wanted one of like a Nausea or something at instant speed. It's a great way to handle spell stutters.
Yeah, you hear that, Wizards? Give us an instant roll.
Light for that. It's mana.
Yeah, but also deals 1 damage to each creature, which is it's more significant. I think it's significant considering it does give -1/-1 like Shrivel and Nausea do.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, the -1/-1 is nice.
Yeah.
But Whale also has an alternative option, right? Something like if you pay 4, you can regenerate all your dudes.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
entwine it for extra damage.
Well, I think I like the he has more excuse, but
Yeah, I'm looking at I'm gonna look at Sneak Attack Kid's list here because I think he's pretty much like the expert on Mono Black Control. And
He had very strong opinions about not being corrupt.
yeah, I guess. I totally agree with those opinions too. It's like if you're playing that against a Delver deck or any fast creature deck, you just lose. It's a mulligan. So,
Yep.
Yeah, but I mean, looking at Sneak Attack Kid's list, you have Ravenous Rats, Crypt Rats that are affected. Three of each that are affected by 1 damage or -1/-1. So, but
I think you can easily play around that. So I don't know. I think it'd be a fine card to have as an option to I mean, Lodging are just the worst.
yeah. Well, I think I can have 3 Shrills on sideboard.
I feel which is like I guess also start with you Sneak Cats.
Yeah, I mean, as a Black Control player, you should pretty much crush Delver. It's my experience is playing as the Delver players. I always lose to Mono Black. So
Other witches.
yeah, they're just
I honestly find that matchup without witches is just god awful. But then you
Delver?
add in witches, and it changes the whole dynamic.
yeah.
Yeah.
You had witches, you have unearths, and it's like they're counter spells from witches, and unearth at the same time. It's witches getting hit with fucker. Yeah, so.
So that means such a spiritual witches.
Yeah, the witches in the fact you can't like they're gonna unearth and just completely wreck you with one of their creatures. That's usually what happens to me. Is like they'll go turn 3 Crypt Rats and I'll spell stutter or whatever, and then there's like, okay, well I'll unearth it same turn, right? They're on the play or whatever. I'm like, well I can't counter that, crap. So I don't know, maybe that matchup's a lot better with Daze. Now that I'm running Daze, I haven't played it yet, so
Yeah, I've heard differing opinions on it. Some Delver pilots say that he's piloting with the
Don't know that do run to a player keep play scared that part. Raw dog it, and if they don't, they don't. That's my experience.
yeah, 2 or 3. A lot of lists are running 3 now. I think XMMX is running 3.
No, he's running 2.
Is he running 2? Okay.
X Mimex is only running, I think, like 7 counter spells total, and that includes the dazes.
So
it really spell. Just like just reasonable as much as possible and bounce other stuff and just if your opponent gains like 10 life against him, I just don't think he can win because he'll just run out of gas. It's set up to design. It's like designed to do 20 damage and then be done.
Yeah.
the one thing I don't get with his list is the 3 snaps.
I leave your in just the ability to take and snap some of these, like this, for example.
Yeah,
I think
I think that the last spot is taken by Gush, to be honest with you, in his list. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, I mean, 20 life is enough to win. So, I mean, I think it's a really well put together list and really tight, especially for this meta.
Yeah, it's pretty efficient.
Well, even then, it's one of those lists that you're not going to be able to just randomly pick up and play. I mean, you might be able to some degree and get some success with it, but you definitely have something to understand. You know, your beach counter and critical counter, all that stuff.
Yes, he's in that list still.
Yeah, he's playing.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's got 2.
He's got the full
2
4.
and 2 in the sideboard.
4? Oh wow.
The full 4 between the main and the side.
Yeah, he plays so
you're...
aggressively.
Listen.
Oh, Facebook page?
They're awesome. They run paper Pauper stuff as well. And they have a great community going there in Poland.
Yeah, I didn't know he was Polish. Like, I knew he wasn't.
Yes,
I knew he wasn't like American or English or anything like that. Sorry.
Oh, you speak Japanese accents.
Well, I guys pass it to on page. We'll put a link to it.
Oh my god. Oh god.
That is a cool deck. It's very, very
That's pretty
good.
sweet. I'm gonna try that. It's pretty awesome. I'm gonna take that one to the daily. So yeah, that's what we have. So much talk about that.
So one of the things I think is super awesome is the illustration. I don't know if you guys have seen that. I got like pretty when I split with my opponent in the daily. We decided to play one game for the QP, and he was running that list, and I had like total pestilence lockdown. You know, just like didn't think there's any way he could possibly beat me. And then he just like Perilous Research, Zicker Well, Spring Away, drew a bajillion cards, and then like talked to me on the turn. And I think that's actually really I'm gonna while I'm bringing it up because I've been fiddling with the same thing even before then, and I think that interaction is really cool. It was kind of overlooked when it first came out, and now people are like, "This is really cool."
Yeah, so like 15 creatures total.
Yeah,
like that?
not that many.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll get fiddled with, like as people. I mean, people love to fiddle with Affinity.
Yeah, it's just a completely different take on Affinity. I don't think anybody's ever really seen. So,
Yeah, I mean, there's less of a need for Disciple. You know, there's just it's not as important of a card with a meta where you can actually attack.
Yeah, those got 4 dogs, 4 carrots, 4 5 3 horses.
Yeah, so it's a better list overall. More powerful cards are in there. So
Yeah, it looks pretty awesome.
does he still have flings?
Yeah, he has 2 flings, 2 flings, 2 terrariums, 4 stars, 4 blasts, 4 springleaf drums, 4 wellsprings, 4 perilous readers. Yeah, 6 carrots. So that each days.
Nice. Easy thing. Question him.
So one of the things that happens when I'm recording this is my computer moves at about the speed of an Apple IIe. So.
Right. Okay.
Duress.
Ooh, all right. Thanks. All right.
He has
good.
been redeemed. You no longer question. No.
Yeah. Now the list is perfect. Single duress.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is something, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd want one single duress, but
Probably filler. He's not some separate. It's like everything on August. Control or something. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, maybe just actually there. Specking. Obviously, E-Hustle's still playing his, and I've seen Serdar. I can't spell that. I can't pronounce that name. But he posted one like a few days ago. But I haven't seen any other Torture's Existence decks pop up. Oh man, don't do that. It's 5 a.m. for me.
Sorry.
It'll make me go back to sleep.
They posted the post.
yeah,
Was that something again?
On the set.
I'm working with a similar list too, and I think it's a pretty good idea. I think the deck is still good. You just kind of need a way to win. That's the only problem.
Yeah, that Rolling Thunder will not be very big.
No, it won't.
Yeah.
I mean, Rolling Thunder is always just a value proposition mostly anyway, right? I mean, it wasn't actually Thunder.
It's just that was the best. I figured that the controllers for post actually.
No teachings though. That's interesting.
You know, that's
Something
actually
expensive,
surprised me a lot that there have been 0 teaching decks, really.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Well, actually, a lot of lists are running like just the value 2 teachings.
Well, I honestly consider that 2 is usually enough, because they're making incremental.
Yeah. I think it's more like people, I saw maybe just in, they have a difficult time even categorizing all these blue-black decks because they're so different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I don't even know the choice we make, but
it was like exactly like Dan's list, except it was running Child of Night instead of I don't know what else. I don't know what they cut for Child of Night, but I was like, what? Child of Night isn't even a good limited card. How are you playing this card?
He cut the host
Yes,
for the pressure line and secret. It was not the
yeah, but the Outer Skulls Undying Evil combo is just insane. If you get that combo,
if you play over Skulls, the value of Undying Evil goes up. So if you do outside, we'll get the Undying Evil.
So what I'm with the blue black decks is you have 2 split offs. You have the Trinket Mage package, and then you just have like just the value blue black control. It's not running Trinket Mages typically, or if they are, only running 1 or 2. But,
Have there been any ninja teachings decks?
the one saw like 2 ninjas and 2 teachings, but I find them. There's a couple of different doesn't. I guess one of them is like half Trinket, half teachings, blue black control list. It's really weird. Let's see if I can find it.
About the Child of thing, I think it should improve the zone patch significantly, but it's pretty adding and so on. So if you're on block, might be a thing.
Speaking of Stompy, I'm surprised that there hasn't been so much. There's been only 7 placing Stompy lists since.
Still the number 4 deck, so it's not gone.
Well, I don't know if those stats are really indicative. You know, like I think it's.
But it's 4 decks. That's not.
Any color, mono, like any sort of black blue control, you probably see. I think it's.
That's space for host. Or quite often, at least.
It's only
Stompy does look like that.
Twice. I guess the first like couple daily events. The first couple daily events.
Right at the bottom there, it's number 5, right? It's number 6 even.
Yep.
Yeah.
With Delver, the order being Delver, Delver, Blue Control, Oliver, some.
I guess that's like that. 6-2. But that's fun.
Right, supposedly, yeah, I can deck. It's interesting.
Oh, VCR. Love it.
Yeah.
Just loved it. Just hard.
Yeah, it's a good card if you have 4 creatures in your graveyard.
I'm a big fan of working with new brewers and stuff because they always have these cards that they just love, and I get used to seeing them always having them. And he just jams Pit Keepers into everything. But this deck's pretty good actually. It's not too bad.
You will cut the order.
I don't know how.
Here's an interesting one. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh.
I was just looking through Academy's deck text. For the 6th, that was going to end up being a blue-white trade deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a couple like the quote-unquote power quality decks around.
Yeah, there's an article back. I don't remember which site did it, but they talked about Jung and Pauper and calling Pauper. And this called looks exactly like the list they posted in that article.
Was it not pure? Do you have that?
I don't remember which site had it. So.
What has happened since this one got to spin it?
Yeah. Well, I tend to brainstorm.
Just
yeah, if you're using brainstorm just because it's Wonder Rocks, I think you should be verified by pre-order.
Well, they have Ponders too, and they also have the German expands his name. Just shop it. I think it's the deck.
But they have first subject. They have everything there, like reaching out and what's happening, just like waiting, and then Wizards posts like another event from the Fissure meta.
Yeah.
So
I remember.
like just a super like kicking the balls right there, and then but one of the decks in there was a Pauper Cobblade deck, and it was tricolor, playing red also. That deck was so cool. So I just real quick, and I roll out. It was ridiculous. I've never seen. I don't think we've seen the in a win 3-1 game.
Yes.
So
That's great. With you, man.
See, it's yeah. Yep. So I'll put it in the here.
Shit.
But I'll read the list for the listeners. So it's 3 Azorius Guild Gates, 4 Evolving Wilds, 6 Islands, 3 Izzet Guild Gates, a mountain, 3 plains, and the creatures are 4 Delvers, 4 Moldrifters, 4 Squadron Hearts, and then the spells are 4 Brainstorms, 4 Burst Lightning, 4 Counterspell, 3 Exclude, 4 Faith's Fetters, 3 Jilt, 4 Lightning Bolt, 2 Ponder, and then the sideboard, 3 Electricity, 2 Hydroblast, 4 Jace's Erasure, 3 Orum's Thunder, and 3 Pyroblast.
Huh.
This deck is awesome.
Yeah. Dan, are you still here?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we're gone for a while.
I say I just decided to drop Will and Ferret there. Ferret, are you back?
Oh no.
Yeah, no, I'm back. I was
Okay,
gonna say, we had 2 results of burn yesterday, which, I mean, the deck's been around, but you usually don't see it posting too many results.
I think Burn is an awesome choice, right? Something I need to say, and something in an upcoming article. Like, I know Dan said that, and Crush's Affinity, which I think is a pretty good match, like pretty good. But I think Burn has a decent against. The only thing not against is the blue list.
It's actually not gonna end bad match.
Yeah, so I would be playing something red and aggressive right now myself.
The problem is Delver.
That's true, but I'm sure there's ways to figure out to beat Delver. I mean, maybe not specifically with Burn, but with some kind of red deck.
No, not with Burn.
Maybe Delver isn't enough, right?
You
Yeah,
play
Goblins, of
goblins,
course.
and then you have Sparkcaster tell Delver to go piss at its Wheaties.
I think there's something with like that Sparksmith and like the Death Spark. You could make a Burn deck that like has that stuff going on too, sort of. And
I
I
wasn't
think
quite thinking burn, but okay.
Yeah.
or just goblins backed up with like a lot of burn. That's what I'm saying. Like like a bunch of fire blasts and bolts and stuff, and just a really aggressive deck. I've been working on one, and I'll show you guys sometime.
All
Thinking.
right. Sweet.
But anyways, I have to roll out, so hopefully
All right,
you
David,
can
thanks
get
for joining
Will
us.
back.
All right, take care, man.
It's,
Hope get Will back in here.
Yeah, it was good to be fair. Good to have you on.
Yeah, hey, thanks for having me.
All right, see you guys.
All right,
See you,
bye,
David.
Yes, I don't know if Will's coming back. where did he?
He took his ball and went home.
Hello?
So, hey, Dave.
Fine.
What happened
I'm
there?
not sure. I haven't done anything on our Skype.
Oh,
Oh, I see him.
Now you are. Now you are. Okay.
Maybe he
cool.
was just waiting for Dave to leave.
Maybe that was it. I don't know. My Skype decided to drop you guys. It happens about once an episode where Skype just shits itself.
All of a sudden, it sounded like I was playing a game of Cubert, and
Game of Cubert. All right. Yeah, so I need to pick up Pyroblast. I've never actually bought Pyroblasts ever, so maybe I need to. I don't know. Got
It's
I
pretty
wonder
good.
if That was a casualty of the Great Sale.
yeah. So I need to sell off my black cards right now and just pick up Pyroblasts and call it. Have it play a red deck. So the one red deck that I'm really very interested in right now is Boros Kitty.
Really?
Yeah, it's
I
doing
love
okay. There was a 4 here that I just looked at.
DrumRx, he used to be a Goblins player, and he was probably, his Goblins list is what I consider the de facto go-to Goblins list.
Right? Yeah.
Boros Kitty, and he's had some pretty interesting innovations with it. He's running Origins, and he's only got the 3 Kuldotha Rebirths and 3 Ichorwell Rings. Hold on, I'll post this for them here in the Skype window. Like, if I was to not play Delver in a daily event, I think I'd want to play this deck.
I've played more than 10 matches with, and actually Boros Kitty has that win percentage of all of them. I don't know what it is, but I dream it. But I haven't played it in daily yet.
I wonder if it's because like official. It's got draw. It's got.
Yeah,
It's so grindy.
it's a really
All right.
good deck.
So for our listeners who do not know this deck, because like I didn't know it, the only creatures in this deck happen to be Glinthawk, Core Skyfisher, Core Sanctifiers, and when I hear Boros Kitty, I'm thinking like the 0/1 landfall step links.
Yeah.
I have to explain the name. The original deck was created by Turbo Kitty 3000, and Deluxeicoff and him played it, and they named it Boros Kitty. And one of my principles on my YouTube channel has been to let the brewer name the deck. So I had to go with the deck, and then Kitty has become a term reflecting grind decks, such as Davis Azorius Kitty deck. So that's the origin of the word. Happened in March, maybe. Origin Spellbombs. What is he dropping for them?
I don't know. Like, let's look up a different Kitty list. Because there's been a couple of guys who've been doing it. Jose Rec, I guess, is the other guy that's running it. I think I've seen him place in a few dailies. As soon as this thing stops loading. Okay, cool. I think I actually clicked on his name. So what's happening now is I keep video stats and I'll click on something and it's like, it turns out I didn't click on that at all. Let's see here. Looks like he dropped. Well, Jose Rex list is kind of weird though.
If I look at the original list right now, he's dropped Remember the Fallen.
Yeah.
The Sanctum Gargoyles.
Well, the Sanctum Gargoyles got
And the
replaced
Elsewhere Flask.
So the Sanctum Gargoyles got replaced by the Sanctifiers.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I like Dromar X's list. It's very, very solid. I watched a couple of replays of him, and he's a very, very good pilot of the deck.
Looks
So,
super
shout out
solid.
to Dromar. And I've with him a little bit on MTG South. I always enjoy reading his posts.
Should get him on.
Off wall comment, guys.
Sure.
I mean, more people in its daily event than standard. I'm just looking at it right now. There's 29 deck results listed for the Pauper, and there was 16 deck results listed for the standard daily.
That's fantastic.
16 for the standard? That seems really small.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that's-
normally it's like 34.
Was that the weird standard where you can only Metagame Mogis? There
No,
was
the
like
fifth
a
was just
standard.
doing release events at the time, and then the Pauper still played Pauper, and their players just went release events.
So there you go, Wizards.
Yeah,
Ridiculously
give us
small.
standard release. It's fun.
Yeah, there you go. Standard Pauper's pretty sweet.
You have to tell Kevin and Matty about the fact that Pauper outdid standard.
Well, actually, its tournament happened sometime. We don't know when.
Yeah.
It's like, the unicorn of HeavyMeta.
Yes.
It will eventually show up. It just, you gotta find it. Damn it. Oop, wrong wording, wrong cast.
You can
we
censor
don't
anything.
have.
Just
I don't censor anything on our podcast, I'm pretty sure.
interrupt you. Fit.
Alright, that's bad. Joke here.
Oh, I'm always getting yelled at on the cast for whatever various thing that I'm trying to steal now. No.
You're trying to keep them on topic, and they're like, "Shut up, Ferret."
No, well, that used to be that way, and then I just gave up. Now it's just Kevy, no. Kevy, no. And then of course he'll just keep going on with whatever random tangent he decided to.
Yeah. So, speaking of guests, man, it's really hard to get guests for the show because I'm like, yeah, we record at 5 a.m. And they're like, I don't think so.
Let's this way: if I can get up before 11:30 afternoon, like I normally do for work, and be up here at 8, then I think anybody else.
That's it. And he's like, no, I don't think so. And then Singer from Singer is a monoplat control player. He plays the Ghoul Raise troll list. I wanted to get him on. He was like, nah, I work during that time. Crap. Well, that seems to be actually the most common response. Is like, yeah, that time because a lot of East Coasters, I guess, and starting at 8. So
Start time, didn't you?
now because that's when Dan's asleep.
Same for you. Yeah, that doesn't work.
He's dang European.
But we did discuss and we decided to stick to the time to people. We might give it up if it's really important.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, he knows.
Alex Ullman, I asked him, or he had to work at that time too. Dang East
Well,
Coaster.
that's the reason why I was saying he might be one of those guys you'd be willing to switch just because that you'd probably get some nice insights on it.
I don't know. He does like very open, I guess, about that. I don't know how to put it. Like he's like, yeah, I didn't actually do much with things. I just collected some data. Okay.
Yeah, you want to know he's actually taking under playing that lot. Yeah, sure, he may have collected data, but he got a lot of opinion from a lot of different people. Like me and him went back and forth on the reasons for that cloud post should be banned, and he was on the side of wanting to keep it because, well, you know, he liked his green cloud post deck. But then between me and a couple other guys, we were just like, dude, there's this reason, you know, through like 5 or 6 different reasons at him, and basically what it boiled down to is that it was a mana ramp strategy that required no sacrifice whatsoever. There was no one way to attack such a deck.
Yeah.
You try to come at it at all angles, and there's a deck that could honestly, legitimately do that.
Yeah. The only way you could really do it was land destruction and then Ghostly Flicker. So.
No, even land destruction didn't, because like my mod had 7 land destructions in the sideboard, but handed to me by like Fisher decks all the time. And if it wasn't that, then it would be like the Is It Post deck. You know, because the thing is even if you're going after their hand in those lands, you're only hitting one of the lands, and it's not like Tron, where if you take one out, you know, the whole cookie crumbles on you.
Yeah. You still have the other 5 posts in play that can generate a ton of mana.
Yeah, exactly. And even beyond that, then you've still, at that point, have to worry about whip down. So they're doing 1 or 2 damage by different angles. They should get them be attacked in all different.
This is a dead horse. I hate it, but I think, Cloud Post is gone.
Well, yeah, I was just saying, though, that was
it.
the argument that had to be brought up and put much more elegant than I was able to, but you kind of get the idea.
Yes, that was good that he was convinced.
So, because I know that there's still people out there, well, why did that have to get banned? Why didn't they just go at Cloud of Fairies and Fisher and be done with it? Because Is It Post would still be taking and dominating and not allowing innovation of all these mid-range decks we're starting to see.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's really cool.
Good riddance.
Yep. Leave Clone, Rest East, and Burn.
It's grave.
Sweet. Did we just drop some?
That we haven't is Big Green, which is kind of surprising.
Big Green?
Yeah.
It's because I think Mono Blue Control has kept it out.
Or Delver, or...
Delver Mono Blue Control.
Yeah, well, I'm saying, because Borax and the other one, Sentinel, that you can allows you to grab more cards.
Yes, both have to get resolved before you can fetch more copies. They have to enter the battlefield, so...
That answers that, then.
Yeah. I don't know. You could. I think there's still a green ramp deck out there. I just think it's just gonna be stopped. Cyclops is another one that's stopping that.
Mm-hmm.
That's really actually my biggest shocker of the new meta is the cycle numbers.
Really good numbers too.
The Cyclops
Better than
gets
before.
so much.
I just figured black coming back and edicts coming that. Man, it's just stuff.
Well, see,
I feel like
what trying to tell me, go with more 1-drop removals. Well, if you're starting to put more of your in, so that gives them the ability to take and protect their creatures.
True.
I'm actually it's a buy when you run into Delver Fiend. Trinket.
I feel the same way when I'm running Delver. It's like,
it's like
Fiend, Cyclops is just.
Oh, you had 12 creatures.
Right.
20 removal. Let's go to town.
Yeah, and I have 4 Hydroblast, you have 8 creatures I can Hydroblast. I'm pretty good. Or I can snap them or counter, whatever, I'm happy just overplayed on turn 1, like, crap. Well, that sucks.
They must be the reason for the downfall of Stompy, right?
Yeah, I
Really?
think match up with Stompy. But
Oh.
I think Stompy just hasn't adjusted to the new meta. I think once Stompy figures out how to beat the meta, then they'll be back. Stompy's always back. It's like a VD.
Remember when Grapeshot and Enter the Warrens were banned? We had this game for they did.
It was
So I
pretty
think
bad.
we'll be enjoying a pretty healthy metagame here for quite some time.
Yeah, until somebody breaks it.
It was
Yes.
about 2 or 3 weeks, right? It wasn't that long after.
No,
The
it was
February
several months
bannings.
actually before David were playing the deck, but nobody cared. in February, March, Reborn made the mono blue version, and by early April, it was all over the place. Both decks, first Simic and then mono blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, curious about ferrets.
It wasn't me.
Stop kicking
I
me.
attacked.
Yeah, he only goes after polar bears.
Yeah, mammoths.
Well, you know humans are mammals.
Mammoths, not mammals.
Yeah.
You know, the
Mammals.
furry elephants.
Yes. Humans are mammals.
You're a mammal.
Mom's a mammal.
Your mother is a mammal.
Don't you bring her into this. She's
Your
a
mother's
saint.
ass is a mammal.
Yeah, you're right. There's not enough room. There's not enough room for your mother. So. Oh, burn!
Sick burn. Sick burn.
Have we derailed this cast entirely?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, meta influence. Sorry, guys.
That's all right. It's good. It's good to have some interesting perspectives with kicking ferrets and drinking and whatnot.
So when are we
It's still too early to drink. Well, other than this tea, which is dead, and I got to make another one. But hey, must have more caffeine.
Very sad. Hey, okay. So I think we're gonna go move to close outs. What do you guys think? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the silence I'll take as agreement.
Yeah.
So, Ferret.
You can at MTGOFerret. Also, if you want to contact me on game, I'm usually the guy on the weekends for Academy. So if anybody's got any questions or possibly wants some help with the deck, if I'm not making delivery at the time, that is actually part of one of my responsibilities is to help customers out. So.
Cool.
All right. That's pretty sweet. Dan, how can we contact you?
You can catch me on YouTube at Magic Gathering Strat or on Twitter at Magic Gath Strat. Also, I am on MTGOFerret.com where I visit about 50.
What comes from?
It's pretty, always looking there. Yeah, speaking of which, Will.
Find me on the website.
Always. I believe it's at MTGO.
Should I spell that for people?
No, that's okay. We'll put it in the show notes. I'm Chris. You can contact me on Twitter at CWeaver8518 or online at CWeaver.